It's always very good to, be here. I'm glad that I'm here again today. And today we're going to be discussing, thank you everybody I can see. Thank you so much. So as today we're going to be discussing the mindset of an entrepreneur under the scope of, or under the teaching or the book written by Darren Hardy, Making the Shift. And before we start, usually one major thing that stops people or stops entrepreneurs from advancing, from scaling up, from moving to the next level is their mindset. Is their mindset. So if the thing is, if you don't believe that you can achieve what it is that you're going into, whatever venture it is, whatever new business or whatever, if you don't believe that you can succeed, if you don't believe that you can make it, if you don't believe that you can do absolutely well, you will not do well in the business. Whatever your mind tells you or whatever your consumes your mind is what basically is the result you see in your business, basically. Okay. So like the saying always, I'm not even just the only one. Wherever you read any books, all the books lined up about the mindset, Think and Grow Rich, The Power of the Mind, all those books that talks about the mind and your thoughts and everything, they all move towards one direction. And that's the fact that there is nothing that you would make up your mind to do, make a decision and say, this is what I'm going to do, that you cannot achieve. The minute you sort it out in your mind, you've sorted it out in every ramification. So the minute you decide and you've sorted out your mindset, there's nothing stopping you from achieving whatever you want to achieve. So I'm going to share my screen so we can get started. Usually this 1 hour just goes by in a flash. So I'm going to quickly share my screen so we can look at Making the Shift by Darren Hardy, developing the entrepreneurial mindset. Developing the entrepreneurial mindset. So I'll share my slide today. And as much as possible, just take screenshots because I'll try to be as fast as possible so we can cover everything in the next 40 minutes, to be precise, because we have less than 40 minutes. And then, of course, so that I can have the time to hear from you as well. Okay, so as soon as you can see my screen clearly, give me a thumbs up or give me a 2 in the chat box as soon as you can see my screen clearly. I'm very sure you've been hearing clearly. So give me a thumbs up or give me a 2 in the chat box. Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so usually this training should be something that your partners, new partners should get to see as soon as possible, but we allow it during only, of course, even during the beginner cell meeting, we also take Making the Shift because it's really an important aspect of this business. If you don't sort out things that could possibly hold you back, then they would end up holding you back. So we're discussing not just the mindset shift, but we're going to be looking at various landmines in this business that can slow you down or that can stop you in your tracks, okay? So just as an overview, if several things that we need to note, like I said, take screenshots because we're going to be quite fast. So first, becoming an entrepreneur starts with deciding, like I said earlier on, okay? It starts with deciding. I'm trying to clear the screen so you can see every part of the screen clearly, okay? So it starts with making a decision. And then in decision making, so many thoughts always go through your mind, is it going to work? Am I going to succeed? Blah, blah, and all of that. Can I even connect people? Will I become a good leader? Trust me, every feeling that you feel as a new partner, every way that you feel as a new partner, everybody that you aspire to be like also went through that. They went through all of that. I remember Didi sharing one time that she had to take drugs to be able to, like anxiety drugs, anytime she needed to run a presentation and all of that. But of course, I'm sure that is no more the case. So at the beginning, there will always be that feeling. If you don't feel that way, then probably you're not normal. It's normal for everybody. Every single person goes through it. Even up till now, before I face any large crowd, you know, the butterflies will always dance in my tummy and all of that. But the minute I take the stage, everything goes away. Okay. So the feelings, just know that the feelings will subside. All you need to do is continue to match up counter it with action. So don't let your mind play tricks on you because of these feelings that you're feeling, because your mind will so magnify it. You know, whatever you focus on, it magnifies. Whatever you channel your focus on. If you channel your focus on the problem will magnify. If you channel your focus on solutions and moving forward, that's exactly what's going to happen. So if you channel your focus on the fact that, oh, can I connect people? I'm shy. Do I have contacts? That is what is going to consume you, and you will not move forward. So don't let your mind to play tricks on you because of the way that you're feeling. Then make that mental decision that you're going to win every mind battle, because it's a battle. You're not going to be hearing conversations going on in your head. Your brain will be very active. Sometimes a day before you have an assignment to do, or maybe you're supposed to do your brand launch tomorrow. A day before, if you've had that kind of feeling, you can just confirm that in the chat box, right? A day before your brand launch, you're thinking, oh, will they come? Will they show up? Your mind is racing. So many things you're calculating, you know. But if you just do your own part, focus on your area of control, your circle of control, focus on that. Everything outside your circle of control, don't bother yourself about it. Don't bother, will they sign up? Will they? No. Do your own part and focus on your area of control. You can do this circle on your vision board. Create a big circle. And then in the middle of that big circle, create a smaller circle. And then list out the things that are within your area of control, the activities that are within your area of control. Invitation, prospecting, list them out. Focus on all of that and do them consistently. Anything outside of your area of control, you can write them out. Will they sign up? How will they feel if I invite them? Will this person like it if I call the person? Put those ones outside your area of control. Is it going to rain on my presentation day? Will people show up? Put all of that outside of your area of control. Then channel your focus on that, your vision board. Write out the things that are within your circle of control that you are alone are responsible for. Like making the calls, like prospecting, like following up. Those aspects are within your area of control. Okay? Just a moment, please. I think I need to drink water. Okay, so let's just continue. All right, so decide to win the mindset battles. Decide to make a mindset shift. Water. Decide to make a mindset shift first and foremost. Otherwise, everything will consume you and you wouldn't move forward. Now, one thing you need to understand is that every situation was the same for everybody, no matter who you are, no matter who the person was, who the person is right now. The situation was the same. The company was the same. The product was the same. The system, our La Buena Vida system, our tools, everything, the compensation plan is the same for every individual. So that was why I started off by saying that if there is an individual that you admire, if there's an individual that you want to be like, if there's an individual that you're looking at how awesome their business is and all of that, the situation, the conditions around achieving that success was the same. It is the same for you as well. The compensation plan, every single thing is the same. So you are the one to make that decision on what areas to focus on so that the results can become the same for you. What are you? Look inward and understand what the things that you're doing to know if you're going outside of your area of control, okay? And understand the fact that the only determining factor is you. You are the X factor, meaning if there's something you're seeing that you're not liking, it is you that is responsible for that. That's the only determining factor. All right. Now, I said this already. Everybody you aspire to be like in terms of leadership, in terms of income, every single thing started off just like you, and they also felt the same feelings. The only thing that they now decided to do differently was work on their mindset and stick within their area of control. Work on your why. Have a clear-cut vision, because your willpower will disappoint you. Trust me. It will disappoint you. It is your why power that will wake you up in the morning. It is your why power that will tell you to try again when only 2 people show up for your brand launch. It is your why power that will tell you to keep moving when after 50 people showed up for your brand launch, nobody made payments immediately. It is your why power that will tell you to follow up. It is your why power that will tell you to continue, that this business, it will remind you that this business is all about having conversations. It's not about, in fact, Ambassador Kelechi will always say it, every instant sign up is a bonus. It's a bonus. The major business, the way the business is wired to work is that you prospect, you invite, show the business, then follow up with several exposures. People need several exposures. Eric Worre has told us the various exposures that are needed, right? For someone you're meeting on social media, you need nothing less than 8 exposures and above. For somebody you meet on social media, then for your friend, for your family member and all of that, you need 5 exposures, 6 exposures at least for them to be able to finally catch the vision and say yes, or make a buying decision. All right. But even if it is the 6th exposure, what we say is follow up until the person is no longer alive, until the person is no longer breathing, or until the world comes to an end. You keep following up. That is your area of control. Okay. And that it is your why that will keep you stubborn, because you need to be stubborn. You need to continue, decide that this is either I win it or I win it. If you don't make that decision in your mind that it's a win-win for you, if you're still thinking that for you it's a win or a lose, you coming with the mindset of those who come in and say, let me give it a try, let me give it a shot. Once I hear that, I always attack it at the beginning. When you tell me, oh, let me give it a try, I say, well, if you're coming to give it a try, then it's very, very possible that whatever negative expectation that you are afraid of may come to you. But when you remove every negative expectation and always focus on the fact that I'm going to continue to sort out all the no's until the yes comes. So your focus will be on getting all the no's out of the way. Don't focus on looking for a yes, because if your mind is on looking for the yes and you've gotten 20 no's, 30 no's, you begin to feel like this business is not working. But you need to find like thousands of no's in a sack of beans, assuming that there were like 2 grains or 10 grains of rice in a sack of beans. You're going to pull out you will continue, you know what the rice looks like. No doesn't look like yes in any way. Do you understand? And then the beans doesn't look like the rice in any way. So you will continue to throw out the beans the faster you throw out the beans, the closer you get to your rice. So the more no's you're getting, you should be inspired and excited, because you're getting closer to a yes. So don't focus on, oh, this person said no to me today. This person said no to me tomorrow. This person said no to me. If you're focused on that one, it will consume you. The no's will become bigger than your dream. It will become bigger than what is propelling you. So that's why it is important that you have a clear-cut why. Have a clear-cut vision, because if it's willpower by energy, oh, I am motivated, I am a salesperson, I can push business, I can gather people into a hall. That is your willpower. That is the one you know that but it is your why power. What is the reason why? This morning we looked at why you started this business during the beginner cell meeting, right? What is the reason why you are here? Why did you decide to start this business? If it's just to look at people and just count, let it be that let me just mark an attendance. Let it just be that they won't say I didn't start the business and I started the business. If that's just it, you're not moving anywhere. All right? Because where your why is big enough, all the hows, how do I do this? They all become surmountable. You bring them under. It's like you've conquered already at the beginning with your strong why, with your right mindset, and deciding to focus on your area of control. So what you would now do as you grow in the business, because several people who started off with a certain reason, some people, according to Ambassador Sam, he will tell you that his major goal was just to earn 30,000 naira in a month. Assuming that was still his goal right now, I don't think this is where he's going to be today. I don't think so. So as you grow in the business, from time to time, you would review and redefine your why. And then make sure that at every point in time, at every new level that you attain, your why remains big enough to push you to the next level, to propel you to the next level. Your success or your failure is, as an entrepreneur, is no one else's responsibility but your responsibility. You need to write that down on a vision board, that if I'm going to win, if I'm going to succeed, then it's definitely going to be up to me, not up to your upline, not up to your downlines, not up to anybody else but you. All right. So there are landmines basically that can actually affect your growth, can actually stop you in your tracks if you're not aware of them. You know, they said to be forewarned is to be forearmed. So you're already armed and in readiness for the battle. You're armed already, you know what's coming. So these landmines are going to come. So you just need to know them. So when you see them, you recognize them and say, ha, 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 this is a landmine, and I'm definitely not going to let this hit me. What are landmines? You know what landmines are, right? So landmine number one is a success factor. If you don't know what landmines are, they are hidden underground. If you step on it, that's it. That's the end of you. It's a bomb that explodes based on the pressure that your feet or anything touches it. If the pressure of your weight touches it, it explodes, right? That's what a landmine is, right? Those who are in the military and all of that will definitely know what it is. So the first landmine is the success factor. The person that you are now, the things you have accomplished now, you know, PhD, you know, you're a doctor, you're a professor, you're whatever, all the accolades that you may have received up till this moment, right? Those are success factors. So you are somewhere, you are the director general, you are the whatever, right? That is going to be what's going to limit you in this business, unfortunately, because you would need to unlearn. Let me not jump ahead of my slides. Let me follow the slide. So everything you knew before is useless and it can be your limiting factor. That's what can limit you. So your success before used to be based on how well you work. You're a superstar. Some people would say, I work better all by myself. I don't need a team. You know, I don't need to, I prefer to do it by myself. You know, there are some people that have that attitude. You delegate someone to do something, then you're micromanaging. You don't trust the person that you delegated. You're still micromanaging. You want to do it by yourself, right? So if you're that kind of person that believes that your own effort alone, how good you are, your intelligence, how brilliant you are, and all of that is what gives you the success. You know, you think about everything, you think for everybody, you do the work. After assigning, you still go back and do the work for everybody. If that's who you are, it's going to be a huge landmine for you in this business. Trust me, because it's an absolutely different ball game here, because your success is no longer based on how well you work or how good you are, how intelligent you are, how smart you are, but it's now going to be based on how well you can duplicate and on modeling the system, collective effort, showing people how to duplicating yourself. If you are that good, you learn the business, learn everything, and then duplicate yourself. Get people who are good here in this business, not in that venture or whatever degree or whatever that you got before. Some people have like 3 degrees, 3 masters. Some people are that, you know, obsessed with knowledge and all of that. So all that knowledge, you will need to unlearn them and begin to relearn here. So that previous skill, your marketing skill of before, where you send broadcast messages, you just go and attack people without plan, without anything, you need to delete that right now, because we have a system and a structure that will allow you to professionally run the business and get the same results that we have recorded for the past 7 years here in the La Buena Vida project. So all you need to do is follow our system and don't get in the way of the system. Don't block the system, all right? So getting around landmine number 1, first, you have to be insatiably teachable, meaning you have not arrived. No, trust me, there is nobody, even Ambassador Mike is still on a learning field right now, because one thing you need to understand is that learning, especially in this business, in fact, in life generally, is a lifelong process. The minute you feel like you have arrived, that minute you start dying already, because you're not learning new things, you're not growing, you're not increasing your knowledge. And then research, study has it that knowledge expires every counting day, every passing day rather. Knowledge, the thing that you used to know, is expiring. There are new things that are coming up, new things. Just before, I used to be a very, very, very good dancer, very good dancer. You know, all the azontos and all those ones, I used to know how to do them perfectly well. Like when you see me moving. But right now, I don't even understand what people are doing with their legs. And I'm like, me, that used to be a very good dancer, I don't understand the whole leg walk, scattering leg. They have different names for the leg walk, cats and this and that. I don't know the names. I'm sure you know the ones I'm talking about, right? And I cannot even attempt it. Like, I feel like I'll fall down. How is the leg crisscrossing without you, and still you still maintain your balance? So it shows you that new things keep popping out every single day. Then there was no dance step that once I just watch it, I can repeat it. I can do it again. Once I just see it once, I would, if possible, I can slow down the video, or I'll tell you to do it and do it slowly. Do the first move. I'm watching. I can repeat it. But now it's not like that again. Everything has gone to like 3.0 or 5.0 or something like that. So things, new information, things change every blessed day. So if you think you have arrived, before you wake up in the morning, there's something you don't know. There's a new information that you don't know. All right. So another point to getting, or tip to getting around landmine number one, is being coachable. Some people don't feel like anybody should teach them. You see somebody that looks young, or somebody that didn't go to school, like that somebody that didn't go to university, maybe like Ambassador Sam. You know, you're saying, oh, this person did not go to school, so this person cannot teach me. The person does not have a master's degree. I have a master's degree. The person, I'm a professor. The person does not have a master's degree, and I'm a professor. And you feel like the person is not ripe enough or good enough to coach you. Then that's the beginning. That's the beginning of your downfall. So if you decide that even with what you know, you're coming into a new business, you're coming into a business where, you know, we have a system, we have a structure, you need to learn it. So decide that you're going to be coachable. You're going to want to learn every single day. And then forget about those titles, put them in a bag and drop them somewhere. There were sometimes when I start off a session, a presentation session, there's an exercise I usually do. I'll tell them to pass around, write down all your accolades, write it down on a piece of paper. Professor, doctor, this, that, write it down. MNI, FSI, GCFR, whatever. Write it down. Write in a piece of paper. Then the ushers will go around and put it in a bag, and then we'll keep it somewhere. So you don't forget about them, because you're coming to hear something absolutely different. Forget about it. Forget about the previous achievements, because those things will slow you down. Everything you need to know, you used to know, forget it. This is a different ball game. Come and learn why for the past 7 years, all we have recorded is incremental, exponential growth, incremental success. From how many? From one tiny little office spaces. Now we can't even count the number of office spaces. Over 500 office spaces around more than that, around the country. All right. So if these are the results that we're getting, you need to unlearn, forget, and then trust and plug into the system. Understanding that it is not about you, but it is now about duplication with as much simplicity as possible. So you're duplicating that thing, that exciting method you want to try. Run it by the leaders. There's a scanner. We call it the duplication scanner. If it is doable, if it can work, if it is amazing, if it's a good idea and it will work, will it duplicate? That's the question. If it's not going to duplicate, dump that idea. No matter how brilliant it is, no matter how well you can do with that idea in this business, you feel like, oh, this idea is going to explode my business. You must put it under the duplication scanner. Write it down somewhere. There is a duplication scanner. If it will work, but it will not duplicate, dump it. So the duplication is all about how simple that method you're using is. Can everybody come in and adopt your method and succeed? If that's the case, then fine. Bring it before the leaders and we'll add it to what we're doing. All right. So use the tools and do not become the tool. Those are the ways to get the tips to getting around landmine number one. Moving on quickly, landmine number two, the lack of structure. Now, when you come into this business, it feels like you know, I mean, the time where we had our Own Your Life campaign, there were some people that some teammates, you know, they took the name Own Your Life to another level. It's like, own your life, come here and just become scattered. You know, you don't have a boss anymore. You don't have this. So I'm going to just become scattered and wake up whenever I want to wake up, do whatever I want to do, call whenever I want to call. If I don't feel like making calls for the next 1 month or doing the business, I can put a pause on the business for 1 month and sleep and do whatever I want to do, and then come back after 1 month and all of that. It's a huge, huge, huge landmine. So in our business, you are no longer under the watchful eye of a boss, a parent, and on a normal day, we grew all through your life from when you were a baby, there was somebody taking care of you, telling you what to do, that you became a student in school or a pupil. First of all, there was a teacher telling you what to do, flogging you when you don't do your assignment. There was you grew up, you graduated from the university and you got a job, and then there was now a boss that will give you query, that will suspend you, suspension, that will surcharge you for not doing what you're supposed to do or for not meeting your target. All these things were like things that will guide you and push you when there's a deadline. You know that your boss gave you a deadline. You need to finish up on that thing and do it well. But here, right, it's a totally different ball game. That rigorous structure that you've been used to is no longer, doesn't apply here anymore, right? So for you as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that if you feel, oh, nobody to boss me around, it is terrible for you as a new entrepreneur here, because as it is, your leader cannot fire you, your leader cannot suspend you, your leader cannot flog you, your leader cannot punish you. Even when you don't do what you were told to do, your leader cannot do that. So it's a huge problem. So how do you get around it? First of all, you need to let everybody know. Let your family members know that there is something new that you're building. There's a new business. There's a new business that you're doing, and there's something new that you're building. Excuse me, please. All right. So there's a new business that you're doing, you're building something, you let them know, announce it, tell everybody that, come, you guys need to allow me do this, have a conversation and all of that. Then set boundaries for yourself. Assuming that you decided, you were not working before, you've never even had that experience, you need to decide, make yourself, set boundaries, be your own boss. Let your diary boss over you. Let your alarm boss over you. Thank God that we have your phone. You can just do a voice message and say, remind me about this at so time, and it will beep at that time, right? So set boundaries, make sale meeting time sacred. Have a DMO and stick to the DMO. We have several activities on our SMO checklist. You can convert it to your own DMO. Pick some of the things that are there, some of the activities, and create a DMO for yourself that covers every money-making activity, from invitation, prospecting, inviting, prospecting, follow-up. Those are money-making activities. Make sure that your daily method of operation is not only personal development. I know people that their major thing in this business is to attend sale meeting. If it's for attending sale meeting, you are number one. But for their other money-making activities, you're not doing them. Of course, you need to become the person before you begin to make the money, right? But if you're not doing the money-making activities, you'll be still far away from getting results, because it's these activities that build up, that pile up for the results to come eventually. Then decide to take all the action, everything you're told to do, every action. When they say EPR, you jump in and do it. When they say brand launch, you jump in and you do it with excitement. Decide to take all that action, be accountable, and subject yourself to mentorship. Don't be above mentorship, no matter who your mentor is. Even if your mentor is a 17-year-old girl, even if your mentor is a whatever, as long as the person is succeeding in this business and is ahead of you, subject yourself to mentorship. Then treat the business seriously. Use our tools. There's SMO. Track your business using the KPI. That is how you can easily get around this landmine, because your boss, who would sanction you, becomes your KPI. When you don't set rewards and punishments, when you don't do what you said you're going to do, reward yourself when you do it. When you don't do it, punish yourself, so that you can keep track of your business. That is going to be your new boss that will punish you when you don't, or that will give you a query and all of that. That's what's going to help you here. And decide to be structured. Landmine number 3 is what? Commitment. commitment. We can't even, this one for me was like the number, we like call it the number one. Because first and foremost, the challenge is that to get into this business is very cheap, very easy. Easy, and anything that is easy in is also easy out. So the way this business is structured, it is a revolving door. So you're the one who would decide that when I enter this door, I'm not going to allow it to spin and I will not go out of this door. Do you understand? So it's easy to get into the business. That's why it is easy to quit. There's a lot of impatience here because people, you're willing to do 35 years somewhere, 40 years somewhere, even do things in their, when they're 60 years old, 80 years old, they want to still keep doing farming and all of that. But when they say, come and build a business here, I don't know why it is like that, but automatically their mindset tells them that if they don't see any result, 2 weeks, the business is not working for me. When they get several no's in 1 month, in 2 months, they quit. The business is not working for me, right? So there's a lot of impatience here. Do you understand? A lot of impatience. And it's easy to be inconsistent and to lack commitment. Very easy because of landmine number 2, which is the lack of structure, right? Which is the fact that some people come in with that. But thank God for the La Buena Vida project, we have a structure, right? So many people assume that this business is a thing of luck and then they run it anyhow they want to do it, haphazardly. The business thrives on consistency and commitment, without which the compound effect, if you're not consistent and committed, the compound effect, which explodes your business eventually, right? Like that 1 kobo that duplicates daily for 30 days, it will never kick in. Assuming that 1 kobo that duplicates daily for 30 days, you decide to do day 1 to day 3, and then you quit. The millions at the end by day 30, you will never see it. It will never, ever kick in. So think about you being consistent in this business, you being committed and doing what needs to be done. Think about it like that 1 kobo that duplicates daily in value for 30 days. Remember the picture. If you don't have the picture, let somebody send you a screenshot of that particular page of the 1 kobo that duplicates daily for 30 days. By day 15, it's still not making sense. It's still like 10 naira or something like that, or 30 naira, something that doesn't make sense at all. And that day 15 can be your month 15. But if you continue, stay consistent, that compound effect will kick in and your business will explode, whether you like it or not. So your results are only visible later and not immediately. You need to know this. So how do you get around this landmine? First and foremost, understand that the value of this business is a lot. If you understand the value, that's why we always do QSG, and we also always emphasize on the value of the business. Don't look at that business as a 50,000 naira business that you started. What is the value of that 50,000 naira business? The value, you're looking at not at a 1% success rate, at least 1 million naira every month, at a 1% success rate, minimum of 1 million every month, meaning that you have 100 million naira value, business. So when you have, if you registered in this business with 1 account and you still have 1 account right now and you're here, you're an active partner, just know that that business is not 50,000 naira worth. It is 100 million naira. Write it down somewhere that I have 100 million naira worth gold mine that you need to begin to mine so that the result, you can see that 100 million naira at the end of the day. All right. So, and then understand that it is that 100 million naira that you stand to lose. That is 1 account. You know, when you do the mathematics for 3 accounts, for 7 accounts, for 15 accounts, in fact, for 31 accounts at a 1% success rate, 1%, meaning you scored 1 over 100, you're looking at 30 million naira every single month, 31 million approximately every single month at a 1% success rate. Do the mathematics. So that is the value of the business that you have in your hand. Don't look at the 50K. Don't look at the 130. Don't look at the 250, whatever that you used to start. It is not the value of the business at all. So for you to get around this landmine, know the actual value of your business and have that in mind. Let it be what you stand to lose. Let it be what you stand to lose so that when you're in, you tell yourself, come, I cannot lose this. I'm in this to win it. And then do what you said you would do, even when your mood changes. When the excitement that you were feeling, when you said, oh, I'm here to make this millions, even when that excitement fades away, make sure that you keep doing the activities, keep doing what you said you were going to do. And then be here a minimum of 1 to 5 years from now. Give yourself, once you're feeling low, once you're feeling down, tell yourself, let me do another 1 year. Let me do another 5 years. Let me tell yourself, I've gone back to school. Let me do an entire degree. If you were patient enough to do degree, you were patient enough to do an MSc, you spent nothing less than 10 years between your degree and your 2 master's degrees that you did. But you just tell yourself, I'm going back. Let me put this, the way that I studied to get my master's degree, let me come here and study and do what needs to be done consistently for 5 years, not to be marking time for 5 years. So there's a difference between being here and then marking time. You're not doing any activity, but don't mark time, do what needs to be done, and then stay here for 5 years. Do the fundamental activities of the business consistently during the period, all right? Until that compound effect that we've been talking about gets activated and triggers the growth and the explosion of your business. The 4th landmine is self-image. Self-image. This is the one that gets me very, 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 I don't know, angry, put together, plus emotional, plus everything put together. First of all, it has to do with rejection, the feeling that you feel when your friends reject you and all of that. You know, it is actually especially when it's family and friends, is the most painful of all. It can actually push you to quit, right? And then the projection of insecurities. You don't know that people are actually projecting their insecurities and their fear of leaving a comfort zone to you. That feeling that you're like, oh, see what this person said about this business. Oh, this person said, why did I ever call? Don't you ever invite me for this kind of business ever in your lifetime? And then you begin to feel bad about it. They have just succeeded in projecting their own insecurity and their own fear of leaving a comfort zone to you. You saw the vision. You know what you saw before you got started. You're the one who caught the vision. You're the one who saw the dream. And then somebody else who hasn't even understood anything comes to give you one word, and then boom, you feel like, oh, this business, why see this business I'm doing now? This business is bringing insults and all of that. You need to bask in the insult. You need to understand that those who are insulting you right now, they will begin to align themselves to you later when the results begins to show. They will say, oh, I used to know her. She was my friend. Oh, I used to know him. We were classmates. That's what's going to happen. By the time you're living your dream home, riding your dream car and all of that, right? They will begin to align themselves to you. So the problem that is in this world, or the kind of environment that we find ourselves, is the crab mentality issue. There are dream killers. They don't know that they are dream killers. Oh, they will tease you, they will ridicule you, they will insult you, just so that they can keep your dreams stifled. They can suppress your dreams so that you don't become that person that you're supposed to become, the person who you know, that inner person that is just waiting to break through, break forth, break out, right? To emerge, person that is waiting in there to emerge. They would ridicule you, insult you, so that you can stay like them, become like them. That's the crab mentality. Go and Google the story of the crab, the one they put in. Go and Google it. There's no time to share that story anymore, right? So what you're doing, right? You deciding to keep pushing the business, it exposes their decision to remain in their comfort zone. So how do you get around this landmine number 4? First and foremost, do not worry about the rejection of people who do not really care about your success. Don't allow their rejection stop your own success. Don't allow it, because trust me, the analogy that Darren Hardy gave in the book, he was like, he did an analysis of people that will come, things that will make people not to attend your burial ceremony when you die. That something as small as rain falling, that the rain is falling, can make them decide not to come for your funeral. So if that is how much care that they have for you, why would you allow their rejection stop you from attaining your dreams, stop you from achieving the success? So don't allow that. Then don't waste your time living up to other people's opinion, because that's what is happening. If you're feeling like quitting the business because of what somebody said, what is happening is that you're carving your life, you're carving your results around other people's opinions. That is terrible. And guess what? Opinions are numerous. It is okay for you to have your own opinion. There are people that believe so many different things. They believe that Jesus was a servant. They believe that, I don't know, there are so many different opinions that people have, right? That are different. We all have different opinions. But if you allow somebody else's opinion to be your what defines you, what defines who you become, that is, in fact, allowing them, feeling like, I'm going to stop this business because of what people are saying, that's exactly what you're doing. You've allowed yourself to live up to other people's opinion. And then I want you this moment to liberate yourself from that trap of self-image. What will people say? What will people think? About the choices that you've made. Make your choice. You've made your choice. You're already here. You're an active partner. So you've made your choice. You're listening to me. You've made your choice. Now, focus on it. Defend that choice. Defend it. Do the activities that you need to do to get that result. And do not come out of this business without the result. Because guess what? They will still be the same people to laugh at you. They will say, I told you so. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't allow them the opportunity to say, I told you so. Who is going to have the mind to tell somebody like an ambassador Mike, I told you so? Nobody. Because the business is working. So liberate yourself from that trap. What will people say? What will people think? What would they say that I'm doing network marketing now? Free yourself from it, my people. Free yourself from it. Don't take financial advice from people who have not succeeded in transforming their own finances. They're coming to advise you, but they're not driving their dream car. They're not living in their dream house. They're not helping people. They're not giving out. They don't have enough to give, but they're deciding for you. They're telling you what to do. They're advising you. It is you who saw the vision, not them. So understand this once and for all, that they are speaking from a place of ignorance. Ignorance is what is fueling whatever they're saying. When people just come and blurt out something about the business, what did you do? Say, hey, yeah, this person needs more understanding. That's why we're consultants. This person needs more understanding. So find a way to give them more information. Find a way to get them access to more information, but do not let them make you quit your business. Because in this world, nobody's going to save you but yourself. When problem comes, when shit hits the fan, when the main issues, when it comes down to the real deal, there's nobody to save you but yourself. Trust me, nobody but you. Then the last but not the least landmine is the fact that the product you're sharing is you. This one basically talks about personal development, and it's a huge landmine that can actually stop you in your tracks as well. So you need to understand it and bask in personal development. People will see you as the mirror of who they will become. So if you are carrying products on your shoulder, if you're going to convince people, if you're going to beg people, please now, just come and register now, they are looking at what you're doing as who they're going to become, what they're going to be doing. So you need to take that professional stance. Make yourself admirable. Everything you're learning, begin to practice it. Become somebody that people will see and will want to follow. Because what you're saying is going to have little to do with who you attract in this business. They just look at you, your lifestyle and everything. If they admire you, if they admire who you're becoming, if they admire the fact that you're becoming there's a lot of personal development that's oozing out of you, you're becoming someone who people can follow, they'll be attracted. They'll want to know, what is it that you're doing? Now, wow, you have changed though. If you're not hearing you have changed though, you need to do better. Okay? So you are who you are or who you become is what will attract or repel people from your business. You attract success by who you become. And then when you change, what happens? Your results will change as well. So if you're still doing having the same things, doing the same things you used to do before, going out to drink, going out to the club, all those things that you used to do then, playing around and all of that, hanging around, watching movies all over the place and all, people should look for you. You're not coming to watch movie again. Say, I'm sorry, let that be the comment. They say you have changed though. If you're not hearing it already, then you're not yet developing yourself personally. All right. So you must focus on continuous personal development because it is you. You are the business. You're the one who is the business. So how do you get around landmine number 5? Read books, watch personal development videos. Your mind is like a computer. What you put in is what comes out. So it is what you put into your mind that programs your personality. Trust me, it is from your mind. Your mind is the beginning of the person that you become. If there is something that you do every day and you do it consistently, it becomes your character. It becomes your character. I'm just explaining this particular phrase right now because it's going to be, we're running out of time. All right. So it becomes your character when you do something consistently. For instance, you go late consistently. It becomes you become known for someone who goes late. You're a latecomer. But if you switch up that act and begin to go early, you become known as someone who goes early to wherever you're going to. You become known. So there's a creation process that you must be mindful of because First of all, you need to tell yourself that if it is your thoughts that drives what you expect, that results that you expect to get, it is from your mind, first and foremost. The result that you expect, it comes from your mind, right? And then it directs the creativity, what you now do, your output, the action that you take, right? And it is this action that you take that produces the results in your life. Then what you should be feeding your mind with is what is responsible for the entire creation process. You need to think of your mind as an empty glass, that whatever I'm pouring into my mind is what is going to be poured out of my mind. Do you understand? So even if right now your mind is full with rubbish things, it's dirty right now, it's not clear on your goals and all of that, you can begin to flush it by feeding your mind deliberately with who you want to become. Pour in a lot of personal development, how you want to show up to people, begin to pour that in. And guess what? Do this experiment when you go home, if you're wherever you are, pour in a glass of dirty water and then put it under the tap and begin to pour in clean water. After a while, the entire glass will become clean water because the clean water would have flushed out the bad things. So you can actually, the beautiful thing about this business, what it teaches you to do, and about your personality, is that you can become a different person. If you feel like, oh, I am slow, I am this, all those labels that life puts around us, I'm shy, I'm an introvert, I'm this, I'm that. If you begin to pour the opposite of that in, it will flush out all that feeling of being shy, being an introvert. I grew up being a shy person. Why? Because I kept hearing it as a child. Oh, she's shy. Oh, she's shy. She's shy. I kept hearing it. And then I became shy. I became so shy in school. I almost had a hunchback because I moved from an all-girls school to a mixed school. I couldn't look up. I couldn't look at any human being face to face, eyeball to eyeball. I couldn't do that. That's how shy I was. I'm walking from my hostel to my classroom and I'm putting my head down. So that putting my head down almost gave me hunchback because I'll be walking like that. I'll be walking, putting my head down. Do you understand? That was because of the label. Oh, she's shy. If I used to be shy, why is it that it's possible for me now to stand in front of 5,000 people or 6,000 people or 7,000 people and not feel a thing? How can a shy person possibly do that? So it means that was just a label that was placed on me back then. So delete those labels right now by developing your mindset. Create that new person that you want to become. If you've seen somebody that you admire, begin to do what they're doing consistently. Find out what they're doing. That's why mentorship is important. What books are you reading? Read it. What YouTube videos are you watching? Watch it. Watch them. Watch the ones that would develop you personally. And then know that it is not about the complexity of this business, but it's about who you must become. So you are the person. If you're not developing yourself personally, at the end of the day, you would fall along the way. What people are saying would influence you. But if you know exactly where you're going to, if you've made the decision, you know who you are, you know exactly where you're going to, right? At the end of the day, you become that admirable person that people would want to work with, that person that people would want to follow. So never stop developing yourself because you can never arrive. Nobody has arrived. Ambassador Mike, Ambassador Nefo, you can never arrive. Everybody's still growing. So how do you checkmate this negativity? You must find a way to checkmate them. The action steps you should be taking right now, first and foremost, is do it now. All those things that you're supposed to do, KPI, start it now. The activities of the business, start it now. Kill procrastination. Stop aiming. You're aiming like you're a soldier, where you hold up your gun and you're aiming, but you never fire. So get over the hardest part of success. The hardest part is just starting. When you just move, that's what the law of motion says. When you move, you tend to stay in motion. So get over that hard part. Start it. Do your EPR. Do your EPC. Do your brand launch. Do it. Just start. Begin to follow up. And then you will keep moving and make sure that it becomes a part of you. Develop a DMO, daily method of operation. Most people give up before starting because without a sense of urgency, what happens? Desire loses its value. That thing that you desire to do before, most people, the reason why people give up in this business because they never even started. They never even did the activities. That's what this is saying. So some people will tell you, I'm sure all of you can relate to this. All of you here must have at least one downline that gave up before they even started. They didn't give you any name list. They didn't do anything. They didn't do nothing. And then they gave up. They said the business is not working. The business is not working, right? So if there is no urgency, desire loses its value. So get a lot of success very fast. and then get more failures. Double your failures. Make no your goal. Go for the no's. So that you can be able to get a lot of success fast. Find those no's. Start counting the progress of no's. How many no's have I gotten this week? How many no's have I gotten this month? Add it to your KPI. How many no's have I gotten? Add it to your KPI. Because the more no's you hear, it means you're doing the activities. If you're not hearing, if nobody's telling you no, you're not inviting, you're not doing anything. So you need to be doing the business. You need to be hearing no to prove to yourself that, oh, I'm actually doing this business. So count the no's. If you've not gotten 10 no's, it means that you've not shown enough people the business. You've not gotten 20 no's, 100 no's. By the time you've gotten to 100 no's, trust me, you would have had at least 1 or 2 or 3 leaders. You'd have had at least one, not really leaders, but people who are seriously doing something about the business. Do you understand? Then develop a resolve, because in that, getting that 100 no's, you'll be helping your teammates as well. You follow up for them. You also have no's from the people you're following up from your teammates. All right. Then develop a resolve or a conviction of commitment. Think of success as the air that you're breathing right now. I mean, if I don't succeed, what if I didn't have this air to breathe? What if God didn't bless me with air to breathe right now? Think of it like that. That I need to succeed as much as I need to breathe, and then take action. Doing anything outside staying stagnant is taking action, of course. So between today and Saturday, I always give this assignment. Go and tell yourself, I'm going to get a minimum of 15 no's. Let the no's vary. Segment the no's. No from showing the business. No from attending events. No from, so meaning you invited somebody, the person said, no, I'm not going to attend this event. Or you showed the person the business, said, no, I'm not doing this. But of course, before you need to, continue to hear that no, no, no. You know that the first no that might be laced with an objection. So try to, of course, convert whatever rejection to an objection first. That's when you will classify it as a no. When you have converted every rejection to an objection and the person is still rejecting, then you know that you have successfully gotten a no. Do you understand? That's when you count it. So tell yourself that between today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, let me get 15 no's. Categorize it. No from showing the business, no from inviting, no from telling people to come for QSG and all of that. Just get enough no's this week. Just get them. Get enough of them. You can increase your number, but minimum of 15. All right? Minimum of 15 no's. All right? So we're way, way, way behind schedule. Let's see. Oh, we have 3 minutes. Fantastic. So I'm going to take one question. If there's one question in the chat box, I can take that one question in 3 minutes and we will call it a morning. We have 3 minutes. These 3 minutes, we're supposed to use it to do our declaration. But if there is one pressing question, I can take that one pressing question before we call it a morning. All right, let me see. Let me see. Okay, today's part full. Thank you too. Thank you too. Mercy, are you ready? Get ready. Let me just take one question and then you close the meeting right now. The last 2 slides. I told you to take screenshots fast. I'm going to share the last 2 slides, okay? Highly impactful. Any questions? If you find any question, you can draw my attention to the question, please. Thank you. I'm a lecturer. Thank you. Draw my attention to any question. If there is no question, then I want to believe that we understood, we got it clearly, and there are no questions, and we understood everything. So let me share the last 2 slides, and then Mercy, you would lead us in our closing declaration so we can call it a morning and get to work. Okay? Last 2 slides coming. Get ready to take a screenshot quickly. Last 2 slides. So this is the second to the last one. Let me see. Action steps. You're talking about this one. So take a screenshot quickly. All right. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Then the last one, that's getting around line number 5. Then the last slide should be the action steps. All right. Take a screenshot quickly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. All right, Mercy, over to you. Thank you all so much. It's always a pleasure to be before your screen. I'm honored. I don't take it for granted. All right, so do have an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mercy, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's always an amazing time being under your mentorship. Thank you so much. So if you're super excited, let me see you sending her your emojis and showing her how much you appreciate